Hi everybody, I want to share with you some of the decks in 2016 that really spoke to me and you know, really had a lot of depth and meaning for me. So the first one I do want to talk about is the Tarot. Here's the box. And this deck, this was recommended to me, and I'm really grateful that it was, because it's beautiful. It has a lot of meaning and depth, but it is a type of deck that you want to take your time with, really study and contemplate each card. And I did a video on it, so I won't go into much detail here, but again, I will say that there are no people in the deck, and what it is these are the spaces or the rooms that each card would hold. So you're walking into, whether it is the room of the High Priestess or the Lovers, and you'll see the decorations and what it is that they have in their space. And here's the Hermit. But there's just something about the deck. It's very beautiful, and it even feels nice and beautiful to hold. And actually, I would like to have several of the decks from this designer, but they are a little pricey, especially with the shipping, so I might have to wait on that. Now, the next deck that had a lot of impact on me in 2016, was the Orbital Tarot. So I know this is an unusual deck. That's the box. It's really, to me, it's a fantastic deck, and I've had such good readings, and I did a video on this. So this is, these are all symbols, and they are based on the orb. Here's the back of the deck. Nice quality. It kind of has its own system. Again, there are no faces or people in the deck. There's the Temperance. But I have to say that, again, this is contemplative, and I've been able to go very deep with this deck for myself. I don't think I've read for others with this one, or the Tiltwick, actually. So, absolutely great experiences with this Orbital Tarot, and I just love it. So, what was happening is, as I was using the Orbital Tarot and learning that system, it really sort of was a leeway for me to start working with the Marseille. So that was something I did this year in 2016, and I've really come to appreciate the Marseille tradition. And of course, you know what these look like. I'll just show you a few. This is an older reproduction deck. I have a couple different Marseille, and I had this deck for a couple of years and never even picked it up until this past year. This also holds, to me, also is very contemplative. So the first three decks really held that for me, very meditative and contemplative. And it was sort of a lot of challenges this year. So that energy of really taking my time was so helpful for me. Now, the next couple of decks, I actually talked about, again, I have a video on this one. This is the Golden Tarot, and I got it during the year. I love this deck. It's a beautiful deck. It's so classy. It feels wonderful in my hands. And of course, you all know this is the backing. I'm not one to recommend things on my channel. I never say highly recommend, ever. You will never hear me say that. But I do think that, this is a deck to look into if you like just elegance and grace and beauty in a deck. This Queen of Wands, I just love it. She really speaks to me. She's got her hands at her heart, showing passion and understanding and even protection of her heart energy. And behind her, we see there are angels behind her in that deep red color, that fiery color, that purification process. Every card in this deck is beautiful. Seven of Cups. I could go on about every card, but I won't, because I need to keep this short. And I did a full video on this gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Okay, now the next deck here I just talked about in my comfort decks, and that is the Paladini, the new Paladini. This deck, boy, I don't know. I could speak volumes again about this deck and the way I have connected with it. The approachability, again, it has a grace to it. I like the colors of the deck. I just think it's a fantastic deck. Very easy to read, and also feels good in my hands. of Cups. Just use the Five of Swords. And the Four of Rods. And then one more. And it seems wherever this one goes, the next one follows. And that is the Aquarian. Really wonderful readings and experiences with this deck this year as well. This deck just goes right to my heart. And that's where the messages go. Really speaks to me. And also very good for reading for other people with this deck, and the Paladini as well. So works either way. And I know you pretty much all know this gorgeous deck. So I'm going to wrap it up there because I really do need to go. I love you guys. Have a wonderful 2017. Bye now.